Hey girl, what you over there doing? You busy tonight?
Nah, what you talking about, boy?
Oh, I was seeing if you want to listen to the new episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons.
Oh, word? What's that all about?
Oh, it's just this podcast that these guys do. It's really entertaining. You should check it out sometimes.
Well, where can I find it, baby?
You can find it on YouTube, Coach E's Game for All Seasons YouTube channel. You can go download it wherever you get all your podcasts from. And you can also email them if you got like a question, a concern, if you want to get it active with the crew or, just treat it like it's a regular show you listen to.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it a chance. When does it start?
Well, it starts right now. I want to welcome you all to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons, brought to you by Perfect Time Fitness with your boy Coach E, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach, local neighborhood high school football coach, strength coach, Trimsburg football program. Also, most importantly, co-CEO El Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep, head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness. You heard what I just told old girl. You can go to YouTube and watch this every single episode that we have. It is at Game for All Seasons, Coach E on YouTube. Also, download it wherever you get your podcast from. Email the show at gameforallseasons@gmail.com. Come on, y'all. Let's get active. We got a lot of good content. I want y'all to see it. Let us know how we are doing. Let us know what you want to see that we not doing. So come on, let us know something. With this show that I do, I have two assistant coaches on the left and my right hand side. Right hand side today, I got B Sizzle. What up, Snizzle Bizzle?
What up, B Scurry? I ain't used to going first, but that's all right. You know, I just love to talk. Before I tell these people who I am, man, hey, look, it's a lot going on. I just say, I say my take for the Cavs. See, I still rock my hat. Everybody know what happened by now, but it's all messed up in the world. Why? Because the Pope is black. The Pope is
Oh,
American, and he has black roots, Creole black roots. Go look it up. It's true. And they showed him before. He might even be the same person. 2016, it was a show called The Young Pope. Look it up. Jude Law looks awfully a lot like this guy. But we'll come back to that on Conspiracy Island episode. It's not your boy, favorite grown ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons. And I'm kind of serious, kind of mellow. I don't know. I don't know how I am right now. He say his name say Zen. The whole world is screwy right now. So what's going on, Zen E, Zen L Curry? I don't know what's happening right now.
well, on the left hand side is usually Zen, but we don't know where he is. Zen, are you there?
Missing in action. MIE.
And we ain't talking about Miami either.
He mad too about them Cavs. He didn't want to come to work either. I come to work. You can come to work. See, he didn't want to come to work. He want to hear it. I thought he was gonna be trolling. He want to get trolled.
He didn't want to face the music.
No, he didn't want to face. I don't blame him, man. I almost called off today too. I couldn't find my phone. I dropped my phone, couldn't find it. And next thing I know, I sat down. It was time to log in, so I just go ahead and logged in. Maybe that's why Zen didn't show up. He knew I was contemplating not showing up to work.
He probably said, "You know what? B ain't coming, so why should I come?"
It's gonna be a solo man show.
I want to pick up B where we left off last week, man. Before we started talking sports, we hit up a conversation about just, how our culture is with weight and all that stuff, how you see it and what you feel about it. But I want to go to the other side of it, the whole discipline side. It's a lot of people that are not disciplined in a lot of things in their life that bleeds over to other things in their life. So it makes their lives even harder than what it really should be when all you got to do is add a little bit of discipline. So where do you see in our culture that they lack the discipline in order to get to that spot where we was talking about with the overweight, the heavyweight, and eating bad and not eating good and making these decisions like that? Where do you see that the discipline can pick up at?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, E. I'm kind of with you in your whole purgatory feeling, but I'm gonna try not to let that spill over too much into all of the topics. But let me just tell you, man, it's all programmed for us to fail. Why? Because first and foremost, the brain. The brain is all about pleasure and not pain. Now we know the flesh, as in religion, tells us the flesh wants pleasure and not pain. The brain is the same way. Even though in the long run, we know the long run is healthy living where you don't have ailments and soreness and diseases or whatnot. But the instant gratification in it, it's like, yo, the brain, like, yo, that donut is better than that gym workout. That gym workout gonna hurt. Your belly gonna feel not satisfied or satiated, as some people like to say. And that donut would be instantly gratifying right now. So let's go to the donut. I'm gonna say that. And plus, the way society is built now, it's all about instant. Christmas every day, dopamine hits, whatever you want. All the movies you can stream. I remember it was a blockbuster night. We don't even need that. Movies ain't even out the theater. I can stream it on here, watch it. I'm gonna watch Sinners again later. So everything in Amazon delivering packages, Christmas every day, whatever you wanted to be here tomorrow, 4 a.m. with Prime. So everything is set up for instant gratification, pleasure, dopamine. That's where it's hard to be disciplined. That's what you up against, Coach E.
Now I think it's a little bit deeper than that though. All that stuff may be true, but I'm still not going to agree with that because you can still make a choice, but you just choosing to make
It's all
the
choices.
happy
Yeah.
choice, I guess. But
Yeah.
so you'll talk to people and they'll be like, man, I ain't got no money to be having all these gym memberships. I ain't got no money to pay for no personal trainer. But these are the same people that will go to the bar 5 days a week. If you add that money up, that's at least a month worth of sessions right there. So that's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got these people, oh man, I don't go to Whole Foods. I don't want to shop there. They too expensive. But the same people that will eat out every single day. So
Every day.
if you add that money up, that's at least some good groceries that'll last you 3 to 4 days from Whole Foods. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, I ain't trying to be all in nobody's gym like that, but got every single subscription to Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. So if you add that up, that can still be enough money for another gym membership. So that's what I'm saying. Why can't we trend that way when we already see what's going on? Yeah, you said it's a lose-lose situation and it's a dopamine hits for the brain, but that also is a dopamine hit for the brain because I can tell you I ain't never been a runner, dude, like a long distance runner, but lately I've been
Mm-hmm.
getting my long distance on, B, and I'm getting that
Really?
runner's high. So that's the same dopamine that's getting released, and it's the same happiness, but people don't know about that because they're scared to try it. I heard somebody say they don't know what freedom really is because people are really scared to be free. You don't even know what death is because you never died before. Nobody ever told you. Death may be better than real life, but you don't know. But a lot of people are scared to try it just because they know what they've been told all these years. So I think that's where it's coming from. But somehow, some way, we got to start flipping it with somebody somewhere in a group of people so others can see that group of people and join that group. But it's just hard to start because a lot of people exhibit A. If I go train, I said this plenty of times on there. People say, "Man, you gonna make me as big as you." Why is that a problem? You want to stay as big as you right now? That's why you're here. So why wouldn't you want to do the opposite? So I'm just trying to figure it out, man. I don't want to be closed minded to a lot of things and closed minded to a lot of way that people think, but it's kind of hard when you got those situations and scenarios going the opposite way.
Oh yeah, and I guess I could represent the fat culture because I struggle with it. You know what I mean? I love food. Shit, I love food,
But
but
I
to go
do too.
back, man, but to go back, like, and no shade towards any trainers or nothing like that, but they don't even have to wait to get a trainer or go get a gym membership. Something called YouTube. If you really just want to start and
Yeah.
just jump around and burn some calories, you can type YouTube and it's about 768 million videos in
It really
hours
is.
about doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it's
At
really
every
no
level that you
excuse.
at. It ain't got to be the top
Exactly.
level. It ain't got to be the pro level, the very beginner, the crawl level. That's available too.
Exactly. And they are very effective. Man, I done seen a couple workouts. It ain't even look like much, but you get to start and you're like, damn. You get to doing like the burpees. I actually love burpees. I'm one of weird people. I love burpees. Like, no, I
Same
don't
here.
do them every single day, but I get down with some burpees. I get down with some push-ups. But it was this weird chair yoga that I just, flipping through my YouTube. Well, what's this? I was doing this weird little chair yoga. Man, don't you know that stuff was working? It was
Oh
working.
yeah, yeah,
And it was
absolutely.
fun. It was different. It was strange. So people just try something. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm a firm believer in you gotta figure out ways to hit them in the subconscious. I don't know what that is. They brainwash Zen through hitting him, talking about it every day. Uh, what was it? Brochures, pamphlets, wall
Hmm.
shit that was up, and it was like, now all of a sudden he's thinking like that. So if you can kind of do the same thing, or maybe in your workouts throw in some kind of meditation session or something, and you hitting them with the back end brainwash. You know how they do on the 10-minute guided meditations, picture yourself, or like Burt Goldman, quantum jumping. Look that up, y'all. He say you jump into another dimension, right? Mentally.
Hmm.
And all you do is you see yourself, you imagine yourself how you would look with, let's just say, no Diddy, with an Evan body, right? So you imagine yourself with an Evan body or smaller, you ripped up, and you looking at him, how he move, how he walk, and then you picture yourself becoming one with the Evan body. Again, pause. And then next thing you know, you looking like this, you feeling like this. Now, how would you feel with a body like that? What would you look like? How would you move? Me personally, y'all would hate me because I'm putting on some fishnet shirts. I might do this podcast in total fishnet shirts and then just make my pecs bounce all episode. YouTube be shut down. They be like, man, what is happening? And it's no Diddy. It's just that's how I feel. That's what I would want to do with me having everybody. I'm walking around fishnet all day.
So with you just saying that, that's like kind of proving my point where that's the happiness of it. If you ask them how they would feel with that body,
Yeah,
everybody's gonna say happy. Ain't nobody gonna say they gonna be mad at that. So that's the dopamine hit right there. You just gotta get to it, just like you get to the table and eat what you eating that you ain't supposed to be
yeah,
eating. And not only that, because I don't want people to think that well, it is a lot to do with the food, but on top of that, after you eat to just sit in it and just wallow in it and just let your food digest and not be active hours afterward or hours before it. That's the kind of way
mm-hmm,
that you got to nip it in the bud. If you do that and nip it in the bud, it's eventually gonna burn off. But just sitting there after you eat, that's a double negative. So the
yeah,
happiness comes from that dopamine hit. And what you were saying about that chair stuff, the chair yoga, I don't know if you
mm-hmm,
remember this dude. It was an old white dude used to come on earlier in the day, back in the day. His name was Jack LaLanne. He used to do chair workouts. Buff old white dude. Look
really.
him up too,
I don't
y'all.
remember.
Jack LaLanne.
Yeah,
Oh man, he used to do chair workouts the whole hour. You know how Denise Austin used to have her show on ESPN. She used to be on the beach
mm-hmm,
and stuff doing aerobics.
yep,
Jack LaLanne used to be in a room with one chair and he'll work out the whole show you stuff on a chair just to get in shape. It's really that easy. So that's all I'm trying to
yeah.
spread, man. I'm just trying to get people to be active, get them to move, change their lifestyle because you're not going to have a long life if you don't. Keeping up on this road that you own, it's not looking good, dog.
Yeah. So, to the people again, and I'm with y'all, I empathize, sympathize with you. I get it because it's not the easiest, but if you just try to picture it and feel like you got it already, that's a secret to the law of attraction where you use your imagination to kind of be like, all right, yeah, I'm here and this how I would feel. Now that is gotta combat the feeling of that donut because I too love donuts and pastries, and they don't love me, which is that's the irony of the situation. Because the
Hmm.
donuts and pastries, they make me hurt now, but it's still a battle. You would think it'd be like, well, you ain't gonna feel good, you gonna hurt, you gonna have inflammation, your joints gonna feel all crazy, but it still be like, but that damn donut, it's gonna taste good now. I deal with the inflammation later. So yeah, it's ridiculous as it sounds. I understand it.
And that's the crazy part. You can still have that donut, just don't have it in excess. That's it. Because if I sit
Yeah,
here and tell you what I do and what I eat at times when I'm craving stuff, y'all will be
yeah,
like, what is going on? And I hate, well, two things that I hate. One, if you want to piss me off real bad, tell me that you working out and then tell me like, "Ooh, I had a good workout yesterday. I had over 20,000 steps." Negro, you've been walking since you've been 1 years old. So what do you think them 20,000 steps are doing? If you want to piss me off, hit me with that. And the second one is when I am eating and I'm around somebody that don't normally see me eat. And
yeah,
just like you asked me last week, I love the sweets, B. Cookies. I'm a cookie
yeah,
fiend, like ho hos, honey buns, them little
yeah,
chocolate covered donuts from the store, the 6 pack. I could eat like two of them and then go
for
work out
sure.
because that's my sugar fix. But
Yeah.
everybody see me be like, man, why you eating that? I thought you was on a diet. I'm not on a diet. I'm not. I don't even
Yeah.
remember last time I was on a diet. But those are the things that I'm not even frowning on because I do it myself. That's just what I'm trying to preach. You could still do that but still
Hmm.
do something after or before. Use that for like some fuel. Don't just do it just to do it and overindulge in it. That's all I'm saying, people.
You know what it is too though, E, real quick. You built up muscle, so muscle eat the fat, but I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about a lot of these folks, and you not like this, and I'm not like this. Food give us energy. If I
Yeah.
don't eat, that's when I get the itis. But a lot of people get the itis from eating food.
A
So
lot of it.
they eat food to be done. So that's working against them. I don't even know what to tell y'all for that because it's funny because now I figured out in order to start going to sleep, what I figured out just today? I gotta stop eating past a certain time
Oh
because
yeah.
not coffee, not Red Bull, no caffeine. It's food that give me this boost of energy, and now I'm all of a sudden I'm up late. So I'm thinking, and I got to experiment with the time because I'm thinking if I eat like 10, 11, I'm going to be up to like 4, 5 and still struggling to go to sleep because it just give me that
Damn.
boost of energy.
Is that
Yeah.
bad?
Yes. I just realized it too today. I'm talking because it just hit me because last night after the game, man, I felt like crap, man. I'm like, and look, it made me already some chicken nuggets earlier. Had me about 7, 8 Michelob Ultras with no buzz. I'm like, then that happened. So what I do? I ordered me a burger, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, E. I was like, you know what, man? I want a burger. Got me a burger. Man, I smashed that burger and fry from 5 Points Grill. Had that sauce on them fries. Had me another Michelob Ultra. Man, I was up till it was 4:45. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I gotta force myself to lay down. So I just forced myself. And I don't even know what time I went to sleep because I was like this at 4:45, laying down. Like I gotta get, and I was like, man, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep. Man, dude, I don't, bro. I must have laid there in about another half hour or so because I was so gassed up, like this. So I just figured out, I'm like, I can't eat past a certain time, and now I can go to sleep. So I think that's my theory. Stay tuned for the update.
So basically you saying you're gonna try it again and see if you fall asleep this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the opposite. So I'm gonna
Oh,
stop
okay.
eating and not go to sleep. I mean, so I can go to sleep. Cause I'm telling you, if I don't eat and I wake up, like I'll intermittent fast like every day inadvertently without even tracking it.
Yeah.
Cause I most times I
Mhm.
don't even eat breakfast. I just, lunch. I have a nice little lunch. And then I'm good for about another 7, 8 hours. Like if
Mhm.
it's at 2, then around I'm not hungry again until around 10. Like that's what I'm noticing. Like hungry to the point, okay, I gotta eat something. Damn. Then it's 11. And then I'm like, I might eat something at 11. And then I can't go to sleep. It's the
Mhm.
food. It's the food.
So the way I do my intermittent fasting is I gotta eat before 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So once I eat that, I don't eat nothing like a full meal until dinner time, and that's usually like 7:30. But like I said, I may stop at the gas station or something and get my donuts and stuff that'll give me my sugar rush, so I can go work out. But other than that, I'm
Hmm.
eating that one meal before 9 o'clock, then that last meal about 7:30. But a lot of people out there really don't know either. With the sun being up, it's good to eat before the sun go down because the sun actually helps you digest your food. So when people eat
Mm.
after dark, that's why they get the itis like that because their body is working double time to try to burn that food off. But with that sun being up, it actually helps. So try to eat before the sun go down, and that kind of help you digest a little bit faster than normal instead of when the sun go down.
That's funny because that worked for everybody, probably except my baby. Well, my baby, the sun could be up, beaming like Willie scheming. It's just up. The sun flashing. At nighttime, daytime, she gets extreme itis. I used to call it the sniper in the building. The sniper used to get it like pew pew,
Hit her
like she
like that.
eat. Yeah, like the fork in her hand, her phone in the other hand, plate right there. She fell asleep. She gonna kill me for talking about it. But it's just extreme itis. And it's crazy because normally, like she broke it down. She was like, well, normally that's insulin resistance, right? But in
Oh,
my household, yeah, look, I keep laughing at it because I'm like, you trying to find the diabetes. Like, diabetes? Are you here? Are you there? She put these strips.
where
She
you
done
at?
used up her strips. Mine, diabetes? Where you at? Where you at? The doctor told her, get out of here. She tested her A1C was in the fours. She like, I'm still at risk. I'm like, you in the fours, woman. You in the fours. I'm like, you do not have it. It's okay. So,
Right.
but we're the opposite. So my numbers have been up. The highest was 6.9. That's when they
Hmm.
was like, you're diabetic and scared the shit out of. And this is another thing. It scared everybody else except me. And I'm the one with the problem. But everybody else is like, nah, B, they said diabetes. Nah. So it's like, okay, I gotta chill out because y'all scared. But I never got the itis. So I'm like, I'm cool. But she like, no, the numbers. But with her, she get the itis, which normally that's an indicator of insulin resistance. But
Yeah.
she doesn't have any high A1C, not whatsoever. So I don't know. Riddle me that. But whew.
Well, we're just trying to help you out, America, especially the African American culture. We got to switch it around, y'all, little by little, but whatever help. But we done tried to put it off long enough, B. We got to dive into it. First of all, I want to have a little moment of silence here. Cleveland Cavaliers. It came, it went. Oh, it went. And it went down bad. Last night was the last game of the NBA Cleveland Cavaliers season. Whether you like it or not, it was a good run, but we didn't get the goal. We wanted to go to the NBA Finals. Your man B kept preaching that over and over all year long. Now the whole city was sad. It was a nice sunny day today, about 75 degrees, sun shining, white clouds, but it was a dreary day in Cleveland. I want to start here with my homeboy B Sizzle. See how he feels right now. Give me your feelings right now, B. What's going on inside your heart and your mind and your body, and how are you feeling about your Cavs now?
Still rocking my hat. But let me tell you a little story. So it was this show used to come on Stars. No, not Power or BMF that y'all like, but this was a wrestling show. I grew up love wrestling. It was called Heels, and it was this character on Heels called Rooster. Rooster had all the attributes. He was black. He was strong. He was fast. He was charismatic. The crowd loved him. And every time he go out there do his job, he just wanted to be champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the writers kept promising they was gonna write him to be a champion, and they, I think, never did. They might have let him get the belt for one day, sniff and give it back away, but the writers, and sometimes he would go off script, and the writers and the stakeholders, the owners, they would be right there to remind him, Rooster, You got to get back in the script. The phone call came down to the Cleveland Cavaliers from by Adam
Oh,
Silver. You know, the phone
oh,
call came down. The writers of the scripted NBA came
oh
down. They
man.
said, "Look, not this year, Cavaliers. The writers." And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm just like a court case right now. I'm gonna give my presentation. First of all, the writers. It was game number 2 here in Cleveland. You got all this technology, you got all these people, you got a whole replay center in New
Yes.
York. You got intel, real-time data, you got camera angles. One time I saw a camera angle from the top and beamed down to show LeBron James slap a ball out of bounds. I was like, damn, when they get that camera angle. You got 3 referees, you got coaches, you got all these people. But yet and still, not once, but twice, 2 lane violations in game number 2 to gift the game to the Indiana Pacers. Killed the momentum, killed everything. 2 lane violations. One where the flying monkey, Neesmith, come jumping in, hurt Donovan Mitchell. Zen said it should have been a foul. No, Zen, you ain't here to defend yourself, so I'm going to jump on you now. No, Zen, this was a lane violation. In the NBA, you must wait outside of the 3-point line before you can enter, before the shot go up. Shows replay. Siakam shoots. Neesmith is neck to neck with him. All this technology, nobody sees it. Neesmith gets the rebound, puts it in, critical points down the stretch. That's mistake number 1, NBA. Mistake number 2, Halliburton. Lane violation. Gets the rebound, sets up the game winner. NBA feeling guilty for no reason at all. Oh, yeah, we missed that call, which they have done probably about good 5-6 times for the Cavaliers this season against the Cavaliers. Oh, we missed the call. My fault. My problem is with that is, you know what I'm going to say. You can't do nothing about it. The game is played. The game is over. The game is done. So that script number, no, that's a script. We ain't even keeping numbers no more. It's so many. Then the Cavaliers come out. You know, we get blowed out. We get whooped. We come out. We whoop they tail. This last game, you know, we had the bigs. We had the most prolific offense since the 40s in the regular season. I know what you gonna say. The regular season. It's the regular season, B. But still, it existed. We had 3-point shooting, the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league. We had rebounds. We had bigs. We had defensive player of the year in Evan Mobley. We had coach of the year, Kenny Atkinson. 2 6-man candidates, and DeAndre Hunter and Ty Jerome. Now Ty, he can't hit his floater all of a sudden. He sits out last game, comes in with a spark. DeAndre Hunter, he sparked last game a little bit after I put him on the milk box. And then you got Donovan and Darius hurting. One play, and I ain't even gonna space this out no more. One play, Donovan Mitchell gets the steal. 2 plays. He gets the steal. He's running full speed. Turns back, looks, and you can look at the replay. Looks to see what a defender is. Normally, you make a play, I don't even want him to dunk it. You're either gonna lay it up or pause and let him fire you. He slows down just enough for the defender to block the shot. Riddle me that. He misses 3 free throws, clutch down the stretch. Riddle me that. It's so much, man. I could just nitpick and say, why this is the scripted NBA. You're going to have the New York Knicks versus the OKC Thunder. And I wonder who's going to win that. Some people say OKC. I'm going to say the Knicks in the scripted NBA. I rest my case, E. Scurry.
So with the scripted NBA you talking about, that would mean that the Cavs are involved in it as well because they played a huge part in it. So are you
Yeah.
saying they didn't want to win? They were happy to follow the script?
I
Is that
don't
what you're
want to
saying?
believe it, man, but we just saw the moon landing, fake. We just saw the all-female crew go to space with no spacesuits, fake. We just saw
Mhm.
all these things. You know, the people up there lost in space, but got Christmas hats, fake. NASA with gravity on a bat, but not a person, fake. We just saw all this stuff. So yeah, I don't want to believe it. I want to believe in my team. But just like wrestling, you get wrapped up in it, even though you know wrestling is scripted, right? But we love the WWE. I loved it. I used to root for them, rah. And I get wrapped up and I forget that here it is. It's scripted because even Kenny there he and we can battle all day. But tell me this: where was Kenny Atkinson's fire yesterday that he had all season long? Where was the fire?
I don't even see him as a fiery dude anyway. So I
What?
didn't see nothing different than like what he has been as long as I've seen him coaching. He's never been like a rah-rah kind of coach. He never yells and
Man,
screams. He's never in a press conference with a lot of anger, and he's really like a smooth talking, matter of fact dude. So I didn't see nothing funny about it. And plus, as a coach, like how you have to read the room if you're doing something, you could read your team. You get the vibes from your team. And at that point, they're professionals. What is that coach supposed to do when he sees that they just don't have it? Like you could say injuries, you could say whatever you want, but a
yeah,
coach, you can read that and see, like, well, hell, it just wasn't our night tonight. And after the game last night, after they lost, he had a very, very, I don't want to say impressive, but he admitted to something that I've been telling you for a very long time. And you and Hud was calling me a hater. He brought up the mental toughness. We all know how I feel about the physical toughness, but the mental toughness, he said himself that we have to figure out a way to be mentally tougher than we are right now. We just don't have mental toughness. Some things will go wrong and then we'll shut down. So we have to figure on out from here until next season or from here on out, period, how to get our mental toughness together. That's huge coming from your head coach after a loss like that, after a series like that. That's really huge, man. So that lets you know that was on his radar well before they lost yesterday. He just said it because it was the end of the season yesterday. But I thought that was really, really telling of him coming out and saying that in the press conference. I didn't expect that from him,
bravo.
but
Bravo. That's
I
what the script writers passed to him. They say, yo,
oh
say this right here. Cause look, let me tell you what I seen Kenny in a year. You right. After the game, before the game, Kenny is smooth. Kenny is cool. Kenny is chill. Once them refs get the tripping, or I've even seen the guys get down, he don't get the yelling at the players, but I've seen him way more animated, especially with the bad officiating, and they giving away a game. The bad officiating. I mean, I don't know where we at as far as the challenges, but I've seen him challenge some things and win some things. I just didn't see. I didn't see his rotations. I didn't see any of the Cavalier ball. I mean, even when Darius came back, yeah, it looked better, and then we were winning. And then even that last game, we came out first half, moving the ball. Bigs, your littles, as y'all call them, they hurting, they limping, they gippy. Bigs came out, we came out to a 19-point lead. We went away from that whole strategy in the second half. Now I get Rick Carlisle, I don't want to take too much away from him because if it's not scripted, Rick Carlisle, great coaching. But Kenny, I didn't see none of the Kenny esque even when I've seen games in the regular season, no doubt. But where the littles was struggling, them bigs knew they was big. And like you said, it was no paint protection. It was nobody that could really stop the bigs in the show at the beginning. And that's why I say Rooster got off script. NBA called like, hey, yo, we gave you coach of the year. We gave you defensive player of the year. We gave you second most. Calm down, Kenny. Calm down. Go away from that. You showing a weakness with Indiana. Calm down. And then he went away from it for the whole second half. Where did it go?
let me break everything down to you bit by bit, piece by piece. Start with those lane violations. In the NBA, you're allowed to go after the release of the shot. It's only high school basketball where you have to wait till the ball to hit the rim in order for it to be a lane violation. So when the ball is released, anybody's allowed to go after the ball. except the shooter. The shooter has to wait
Right.
until it hits something, but everybody else is free game on the release. So that's why Naismith was just allowed to come in there because the ball
They
was
said the
already
ball wasn't
released.
released.
It
Yeah.
was though. The ball was released. He can't cross that free throw line until the ball is released. He can go past the 3-point line. That's high school basketball. You can't do that. But in the NBA, you can. But that has nothing to do with the Cavs boxing him out. Like they still have to box out, regardless of when he goes or when he doesn't go. Their job is to box him out. So that's not on the refs. That's on us for not boxing out. He just had a
But
clear lane to dunk that ball back. So that's
but
on
why did
us
the
right there.
NBA come out and be like, "Oh, my bad"? If it wasn't no my bad to my bad, NBA
Now
came out and
that's what I
said
was.
they missed the call.
They missed the call with the Halliburton one. The Halliburton one, when he got his own rebound, yeah, he took off before the ball hit the rim. Yeah. But that Naismith one, I don't think that was a lane violation. I didn't hear them come out and say that one. I thought they was talking about the Halliburton one.
Yeah, it was a lot of folks. They ran back and showed them the replay. Like when dude was pretty much there. As soon as Siakam released the ball, he had already came to his side. Like they showed it, like frame by frame, and it was like, dude,
But
y'all
as
missed
long as
not
the
one but
ball is
two.
released, as long as the
The
ball
ball
is
wasn't
released,
released
that's
yet.
all they needed.
He ain't take that long of a stride. He ain't take one stride and release. Hold on, I'm gonna go to YouTube right now.
So while you're on YouTube looking this up,
Yeah.
look up the other things too. So I heard a stat today, and I hate analytics as far as like running plays or whatever, or injecting itself into the game, but the facts are the facts when they use the numbers another way. So it's another way the analytics came into play with the Pacers against the Cavs. They did an all-time high of this percentage right here. The Pacers, they picked up the Cavs, like the pressure, the full court pressure,
Mm-hmm.
54.6 feet away from the basket. That's the most pressure that's ever been recorded on a stat ever since they started recording that stat. So what you was just talking about them in the regular season with the ball movement and the offense, that's because nobody is playing that defense like that in the regular season. Everything is free flowing in the regular season. Nobody gives that defensive playoff pressure in the regular season. So you free to move about. That's why Ty Jerome played the way he did in the regular season, because he was just free to move about. In the playoffs, when you got pressure on you the whole way up the court, it's not easy to move free flowing like that. You can't just run your offense the way you've been doing it, cutting through without no bumps or holding, because they do hold,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the playoffs. So they're allowed to do that. The refs let them be way more physical. So that's why they were not moving the ball the way that you saw in the regular season. That's a big, huge part. And the physical toughness that I'm about to bring up, our bigs, they're not physically tough. So when they were running and cutting, everybody would bump them, bump them, bump them, especially those littles, Donovan and Darius. They got manhandled all series long. And it was a shock to them because Miami didn't do that. That's what we expected from the Heat. When everybody was talking about the Heat culture and everybody play hard on the Heat, they didn't play hard at all. They checked out after game one. That was over in their mind. So they didn't play their normal way. So we got used to thinking that that's how it was about to be. But then we ran into a way more physical and bigger team. Look at Halliburton. Halliburton is a 6'6", 6'7" point guard. Nimrod, you know what I'm talking about. Nimrod, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'5".
Ooh, man, my fault.
Yeah, that was loud.
It's already been acting crazy. Oh, let me turn on this air conditioner. My fault.
No, you good. He's a bigger guard himself. So look at that backcourt compared to our backcourt. Our backcourt is 6'2". And without Donovan having his explosiveness and his athleticism, with him not being 100%, that really makes him even smaller because he plays bigger than 6'2". That's why a lot of people don't realize that he's 6'2", because of his explosiveness. And when he went down the lane for that dunk and couldn't dunk, you could tell it was going to be a long night. I knew right then he did not have his explosion right there. And especially that layup that you brought up with him slowing down, he usually hammered that down like with no problem. But he knew he could not elevate the way that he wanted to and needed to. So that was bad right there. That just comes from, like I was telling you, the whole series. He constantly had to pick himself up off the ground every single time he went to the hole and got fouled. He got up off the ground. And I gave you the Iverson and the D Wade reference. They did that so many times, and look at their career. Their bodies didn't hold up like that. Steve Francis was like that. Another guy, little guy, guard, explosive, that couldn't play to his explosive ways because how many beatings he took going to the hole. So that's what I kept saying in the regular season. That was going to catch up with us in the playoffs because we were too little, and everybody else that's in the playoffs has these big physical lineups that's going to trump ours because Biggs, Evan Mobley, and the Jared Allens. That's it. The next tallest guy is DeAndre Hunter. Everybody else is 6'2, 6'2, 6'4, 6'5. That's their regular point guard height. So that's just what I've been saying all year, and it finally caught up to us. But no, those were the red flags that I was seeing through the regular season that I knew was going to be a big problem for us in the playoffs, especially like I kept saying, we don't want to see Indiana. They just have so many mismatches, and they're a really good team. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. So this is not a fluke. This is really who they are. They have the best record from the All-Star break. Well, I'm sorry, from January 1st all the way up until now. They 42-16. They were the best team in the league from January. So that means something. That's saying a lot. A lot of people was thinking like, that's not them. They really are a good team. And then
They
another
got some
thing,
key people back too from injuries. They did get some key people back.
yeah, but they just have good chemistry with each other and they know each other's roles. Like, and I didn't even notice this. Miles Turner is still leading the playoffs in block shots.
I always
That's
like.
crazy.
It's funny. I always like Miles Turner. I think I said that before on this show. Like on 2K, my big man kind of play like Miles Turner. Stretch
Mm-hmm.
big, just physical enough, just fast enough. I always like Miles Turner. I think he should get a lot more. I don't want to say praise or admiration, but you know what I'm saying, credit that he does. I
Yeah,
think he's a lot better than what he get. What they say.
but he too has his soft moments. Don't get me wrong. He's not the toughest of the toughest, but you're right. He does play his role to the best of his ability. But it's another
hmm
thing too. Brian Windhorst. Once again, you know who that is, right?
The weirdo, yeah, that's what Brian called weirdo.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's not LeBron's friend. Don't let LeBron hear you say that. He got
No,
pissed.
Brian said that. Brian said that when
Yeah,
Brian
no.
got on his trash. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when
Okay,
he was
okay,
on the
okay.
Pat McAfee show. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite parts because he was caught
Dude was
so off
hurt
guard
too.
with that. Yeah,
He
it
was
hurt
hurt.
his feelings to the core.
The next day, he looked sad. He been telling
Right.
people this lie the whole time. Hey, get your old ass out of here. You ain't go to school, Brian. Get out of here.
Right. Using that to ride his coattail. But he said in the month of March, he had a conversation with some executives in the Cavs office. He wouldn't release any names. He said that they, back then in March, were worried getting matched up with the Pacers because they knew they formed a challenge that they would probably like struggle with. So that right there, if they were saying that at the beginning, we know it was a problem then. So I'm not really surprised how it went just because I saw this continuously in the regular season that they wasn't going to be able to stay that hot from the 3-point line in the playoffs. They wasn't going to be able to run their offense like that. They wasn't going to be able to swing the ball. Dean Wade wasn't going to be a factor. Isaac Okoro wasn't going to be a factor. And you said the rotation. I told you in the playoffs, the rotation is going to shrink because the guys that you've been playing and the roles that they was playing in the regular season, they're not going to be able to do that in the playoffs. So there's no reason to do that because that's just wasted minutes. Just like that game too, when Mobley, Garland, and DeAndre Hunter was out, he tried like hell to put so many subs in, but it wasn't doing anything for us. It was just wasting time. He should have just played the hell out of the guys that he knew was going to give him something. That it just doesn't work, man. That's just the NBA. That's how it's been for years. So I'd seen this coming. I was giving
Yeah.
him a chance. It was so many red flags from the beginning.
Asterisks.
And I talked about him and I talked about him and I was pointing him out. But I understand. Well, I ain't gonna lie, B. I don't. because I know you've seen it, but you was just letting the home team like skew your vision. But it is what it
No,
is. If it's there, it's
no,
there. It's gonna rear its ugly
no,
head at the wrong time when you want and expect them to win when it's just not possible.
no way. If we got all the ponies in the stable, if the script don't call, okay, let's erase the script theory. Let's go with your magic
Yeah, because the
dust.
script didn't happen, sir.
Yeah, the script happened. Let's go away from the moon landing real quick. Let's play your game. Garland is healthy. Donovan Mitchell is healthy. I mean, Indiana has no chance. They have no chance to beat us if
See,
we
I
are
just don't
100%.
I don't know how
Because
you can really sit here and really believe that because I told you about that. They can do whatever they want to on offense, but who are they going to guard? Darius Garland was in constant foul trouble because they seeked him out. Because who is he going to guard? He's little.
yeah, but
Donovan too.
I take our chances. I take our chances. Why? Because we shoot threes. We can shoot threes. If they healthy, those are the guys to hit the threes. They hit the most threes.
In the
Donovan
regular
threes,
season.
regular season, like you say, I'm gonna take a line out your book. They are professionals, Evan. It don't matter if
Yeah.
you're a professional. When you go to the concert, you play whether for 5,000 people, the same way,
Oh, but
because you are a professional.
what I'm saying is the difference from the regular season to the playoffs, those shots are heavily contested now. They're not just wide open. They're not just catching it in rhythm and just shooting regular. That doesn't happen in the playoffs because of the defensive intensity and their size. So that makes the shot even harder. That makes them work for that shot even harder, which makes them tired. So they're not just going to be shooting at will like that. So that's why it's a different level. It's a different game. It's a different shot in the postseason
See,
than it is regular season.
I
Professional or
want to
not, it's
ride
just a
with you.
harder shot.
I want to ride with you, but let me out the car though, because it was a couple shots that was wide open that they still missed. It was
Tired.
Indiana's paint was a creamy middle. They had, like you said, no shot blockers. You got bigs. Your bigs came out kicking ass in the first quarter, even in the second quarter. Your bigs, where how you
Evan Mobley,
rewarded?
not Allen. He wasn't killing.
I mean,
He only had
Allen one
12
game
points.
had like 22, but he had 12 and a quarter. I'll take that from Allen in a
I
quarter.
won't
And then
because
they went.
it's not gonna win you a
No,
game.
Allen, your bigs can dominate their middle. Your bigs, you don't go away, especially when your backcourt is hurting, especially when your guy don't got lift, like you saying. Me personally, I'm gonna feed the shit out the bigs, especially we can't hit no threes. And it wasn't like that. Now, hats off to Halliburton. He came in gunning. He was gunning. I was like, yeah, he ain't no PG right now. That son bitch was just letting it fly. And that little rainbow shot kept going, hitting the ceiling and dropping right in the bucket. He went for like 4 straight threes, and that hurt. I will give you that. And that ain't even physical play. That ain't even inside play. He just jacked them. And I'm like, dude,
Because
step
guess
up on
who's
him.
but who is stepping up on him? A smaller guy. So that's
It
an
didn't
easier
matter.
shot for him. It's
He shot
no
over the big guy, the little guy. He shot because for a minute they put Isaac on him. And I was pumped. I was like, yeah, Isaac.
he's
And
littler than
Isaac,
him.
yeah, but Isaac is physical. Isaac is what, 6'6", 6'7". They
Isaac
like the same
Okoro is
height.
6'4" in real
He
life.
is not no damn 6'4".
He's listed as 6'5". He's not 6'6".
Hold on,
Isaac
man. Let me click
Okoro
on this.
in real life is 6'4". You can look at Max Struess in real life is 6'4".
Yeah, but
They
we talking
listed
about the
both of them as
difference,
6'5".
the difference of an inch. That ain't, and Halliburton ain't got no lift. He ain't shooting a jumper. In fact, he
But look
shoot
where
with a
his
little
release
dinosaur
point
arm.
is.
Yeah,
Look where his
it's up
release point
here,
is. That's what they talk
but he ain't
about
jumping.
Joker too.
Yeah,
His
Joker,
release
I'll
point is
give you
still
Joker.
high.
Joker's like back here at 7 feet. Halliburton is like, it's like this. It's a push shot. He shoot like a girl, but the shit go in. So I can't really
And you
talk trash because
notice,
he shoot like a girl.
but you notice where he was shooting from, right? And you said they had a
Yeah.
big on him. Jared Allen was not coming way out there.
But that's what
He
I'm
shot them
saying.
from deep as hell because he
Dude,
was
it
worried
didn't
about
matter.
what the other game, him blowing past them. So he shot them
Yeah.
wide open ass shots. Those are the shots
It
they
didn't
practice
matter.
every day
It didn't matter who was on him. Like, it didn't really matter.
because
And
he was
I
in the
give him
zone at
credit.
that point.
He was in the zone. I give him that. Look, even DeAndre Hunter got on him at one point. But
Yeah.
on the other end of the court, you got bigs that's eating in the first quarter. Jared Allen, you said he had 12 in the first? Or for the whole
No.
game? Because they ain't playing for the whole second half. He ain't
Matter
do
of fact,
shit the whole.
Jared Allen had 9
He
points
had
the whole
9,
game. 9 points.
and Mobley had 24. Mobley was more involved, but that
Yeah.
wasn't all in the first half. Mobley played more than Allen. But I still saw bigs going to work more than the backcourt and to start it out with the lead. And then all of a sudden, Kenny, like, well, nope, we're not going to play that. We're not going to do that. Which I don't know what the hell he was thinking if the
Because it's not
script
going to
didn't
work.
come down.
So
Yeah, it is.
are you
Because
going to
they
go
took a lot of tools.
Dude, do you realize in the whole series they shot 42% from the 3-point line?
Yeah, I seen them hitting the threes, but
You
before they
can't
even got
trade twos for threes. You can't do that. You're going to lose.
turned up, because in the beginning they was flat, but before they got turned up, they hit a lot of twos. They hit a lot of threes. Look, let me
And
give you
they
the number. 15. They hit 15, only
15
15
to
threes.
35,
Right.
42.9%. We were 9
That's
of 35, 25.7%. And from the 2-point shots, we were 38%. They were 50.
but they was going to the well. They had points in the paint. One of them games they had like 26 points in the paint. Like something
Yeah.
ridiculous. They was going to the well, and that's where I
We
thought our
actually
bigs should have been there.
we beat them in points in the paint yesterday, 50 to 44.
And
But
most of that came in the first half, first quarter. I wish I could have that breakdown. Where can I see that breakdown at?
you would have to type that in with like the
All right,
shot
well,
chart.
yeah, I had to
Yeah,
come
you would
back
have
to
to
that
type the shot chart in. But
because
the
I
free
saw them
throws,
trying to force the backcourt, and the backcourt was hobbled. Like Garland was 4 for 16, obviously
yeah.
hobbled in pain. Like, okay, they ain't working. So you got to go with what started out working. You don't go away from the big play, man, if the backcourt ain't healthy.
But
Me personally,
it's,
that's my personal opinion, man.
and you'll never win that way because how is Jared Allen going to win you a game scoring? He just can't because he can't create his own shot. Evan Mobley is just now trying to figure out how to create his own shot, and he still struggles with doing that. Yeah, he's way better than what he was, but he's not like when Kevin Durant or a player like that, not to put them on the same level, but an offensive
Yeah, no,
person that
hell no.
create their own shot,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
nervous when they get the ball because you don't know what move he's about to do. You don't know if he's about to attack you. You don't know if he's about to do a pull-up jumper. You don't know if he's about to post you up. You don't know. But with him,
yeah.
he's still so slow and trying to figure it
No,
out
he
as
is.
he goes. It kind of like throws him off. So
Yeah,
that's the only
I can
big
feel
that
that
you
too.
have.
Yeah, I
That's
can
the only
feel that
big that you
too,
have.
because you feel him thinking about what I'm gonna do. Oh, I'm actually
Yeah.
moving. He played like he thinking I'm moving. I'm moving with
And
this
then
ball.
his jumper is so slow. It
No, I
takes him
can't
so
stand
long to shoot that
it.
three.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. If you want to play through the bigs, that's not going to win you any games. It's just not. Because Evan Mobley
I,
can't do it by himself. Jared Allen damn sure can't do it by himself. They don't even give him the ball in the post. Only reason Jared Allen scores is from an alley-oop or a rebound putback. That's it. Or
yeah,
he'll hit
the
the little
pick and
floater
roll.
once in a while. Yeah, that's
They
it.
run the
That's
pick and
literally
roll
it.
a lot. But that's what I'm saying. They went away from even that. Like, and then like
Because it
a
wasn't
lot of the
working.
second half, it was killing in the first half. To me, it wasn't Donovan and Darius that came out killing. It was the bigs. It
Yeah,
was the
but
bigs.
you're totally not even giving Indiana's defense any credit.
No, I mean,
They,
I would give
they
them more
played drop
credit.
coverage.
I would give them more credit if we, let's see, first half. Here we go. I would give them some more credit if we just tried what we came out with. If we just tried it a little bit more, I would give them more credit. But I seen Kenny doing not Kenny things, man. That's what I'm saying.
because
This is scripted,
uh,
man. This is the cameraman on the moon
no,
showing the moon lander go up and go away. They left him on the
they
moon.
just they just made the adjustments. They saw Darian. Oh, I said Darian. Darius and Donovan was not hitting their jumpers, right? So why would we fight over the pick and roll hard? Why wouldn't we just drop on the pick and roll and cover the big rolling and leave them wide open to shoot a jumper that they're not hitting? That's exactly what they did. So you're not going to win a game because they wasn't hitting their shots and they kept giving them the shots. That's why they kept taking those shots. They already beat up, they already tired, and they already are not in the rhythm. So that's a win-win for the defense right there. And then what does that do? Pick up the pace and tempo for Indiana, grab the rebound and run. Why? Because they can't get back. But if they do get back, they're little. They'll just go right over them. That's the
Yeah,
recipe
I
to beat
seen
the
a lot of
Cavs.
that. I seen a lot, but again, I'm looking at these shot charts. You told me you should have gave me these shot charts. Indiana hit 1-3 in Q1. They wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah,
We
they
wasn't
didn't
we
score
ain't
a
hit
lot.
no threes. Look at man, I wish I could show you. You'll see this chart. People out there in listening land, go look up
You said quarter
NBA.com
one, right?
quarter one. Yep,
Yeah.
Q1. You see
That was the
Indiana one
ugliest,
shot, we hit
longest,
none. It
that was the
was.
ugliest, longest first quarter ever.
Look at all them shots in the paint we took. Look at all
Yeah.
that in the paint. Kicking
Right.
ass. All that.
But you said first quarter.
First
So
quarter.
Indiana made an adjustment after the first quarter because they saw what was killing them. So they adjusted. That's
Q2 look a
coaching.
lot like Q1. Except you got that's when Halliburton, I think, start going crazy. Because now they made a whole lot of damn threes. God damn. Yeah, they made 7 threes in
Mm-hmm.
that second quarter. That second quarter was ugly. Now you go to Q3. Look at the Cavs. No points in the paint. This is where the bigs is gone. We got 3 shots in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it turns around. Q4. We got 3 shots in the paint. Q4. And look what they did. They turned around and said, okay, we going to the paint. Q4. Q3. We going to the paint. They ain't even killed. They only had a little burst of threes in that second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But the other times, you see how we backed out of the paint? No shots in the paint like that, no makes in the paint. That's what I'm
Because
talking about.
they didn't have anybody to go to in the paint, D. You keep saying use the bigs. What bigs were they using? They don't
The
have
same
bigs.
big that got out to a 19-point lead. The same bigs in Q1. I'm looking all these little green dots. They mean makes, don't they? Don't the
Yeah, they
green
do.
dots mean makes?
But we just said Jared Allen had 9 points the whole game. So he only had
Yeah.
4 of those points in the first quarter. And Evan Mobley had what, 8, 8,
Let's
10
see.
the first quarter?
Oh yeah, this slick.
Everybody
I
else
like
made
this.
layups.
Yeah, Mobley
So
was
it
3 for
wasn't just
5. He was
yeah.
3
So
for
he
5,
had
all paint work. Yeah.
6 points. That's 6 and 4. That's 10 points in the paint from your bigs in that first quarter.
And
So all they
Allen
did
was
was
3 for
eliminate
3.
that.
Allen was 3 for 3. So that's
That's
another
6
6 of his
points. So
9. And you totally went away
right.
from that. You went away
Totally
from
fell off the
telling
face
them
of
to
the earth.
go. Kenny didn't tell them. He didn't tell them to go. They didn't draw up the plays. They looked like they had more
No,
inside plays that first quarter, second half. No more inside.
because this is what the Pacers was thinking. We are not going to let them hit threes in the first quarter at home and we get blown out of here. So we are going to play those pick and rolls. We're going to jump those picks and not give them those threes. That's when they was dumping it in and getting all those paint shots. Then they saw like, damn, they ain't even making these threes. So we just going to play off and now cover the basket because they've been killing us in the basket. That's exactly how the game went. And they went
But
ice cold from that point.
but
Adjustments.
I
That's it.
object. I object because if you said you've been telling me this whole time they are physical, yes, but they don't have any paint presence. Then where did they get magical paint presence from in the second half to stop us from even
It's not
attempting to go in the middle?
Because they just play drop coverage. They drop the coverage on the pick and roll. They don't need paint presence for that. Once you get picked, you just fall backwards and go with the roller and leave the jump shooter wide open. That's an easy fix.
Yeah, but I
And
like
that's what
my
I'm saying with
chances.
physical
Yeah,
play, you bump them, you hold them,
right.
you box them out hard, you get little stupid stuff, little pushes, little shoves, put your body weight on them,
Yeah, the
lean on them.
Draymond package. The
That's
Draymond
exactly it.
package.
That's
But your
physical
biggest
basketball in
player,
the NBA.
your two biggest players, right? And I'm talking about my two biggest players versus your biggest players. Siakam is weak, and you said Turner is weak. We saw Siakam get bodied by Evan Mobley in the paint. It was a couple plays. Evan
He was
dropped his shoulder,
struggling.
but no, I seen Siakam get bumped like out the screen by
That
Evan
was
Mobley.
one time. Literally. I
Yeah,
saw that too. That was one
yeah.
time.
But
Didn't
so
happen
that
again after that.
means But that means to me, my bigs is stronger than your bigs. So guess
But
what? This is gonna be a big party.
they clearly proved that they're not though.
No, they
You could
made the
do that
call.
one time.
No,
I'll
I
give
see
you
it in
one time.
Q1. We will never agree, because I see it in the quarter one. I see it
You
in
keep talking
quarter
about quarter
two.
one, but we lost
Quarter
the
two.
game.
First
We
half,
lost the
yeah,
game.
because they told Rooster, get back on script. Rooster is
See?
Kenny Atkins and the Cavaliers. I'm
Uh-uh.
disappointed in y'all for following the script, but they are paid actors, just like actors on the movie screen. They say,
And
yo, you want these millions? Go ahead, follow this script.
and this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I mean when I say Cleveland fan. The very thing played out in front of the whole city. And we still have people that will argue what just happened in front of our face. We were not the better team. We wasn't. But somehow the Cleveland fan will try to talk you into making you think that they were a better team and that something happened out of the ordinary. That's why we lost instead of us not being good enough. This is what I mean when I say the Cleveland fan. I love my
Free.
Cleveland teams, but I'm a realist. If I see something that's happening, like, oh, yeah, well, damn, we just ain't gonna win this. Still love the team, but I'm not about to make up crazy stories to try to make somebody else believe what I'm looking at right now. Can't do it. That's
Who
what
gonna
gets
get
me
the
about the
Oscar?
Cleveland fan.
Who getting the Oscar? Donovan or Kenny Atkins?
Neither one,
Atkins.
because they
Who gonna get
lost.
the Oscar? They gonna get the Oscar, man. Best performance by Donovan. You slowed down. I seen it. People, go look it up. Male,
I
if you
seen it
got a
too.
clip, put
I
see the
seen him slow down.
slowdown.
I
Right, he
saw it.
slowed down so the man could get the block because it's
See,
scripted.
that's just where our brains differ because I don't think he slowed down for him to block the shot. He
He
slowed
slowed
down
down.
because he wasn't explosive and he was hurt. He can't jump anymore. That's his whole game, athleticism and jumping. He's just a regular 6'2" person if he's not explosive and jumping. That's just
He's
how it
six
is.
four, buddy. He's 6'4",
Donovan
and he
Mitchell is
slowed down.
not six
You don't
four.
need to slow down to lay the ball up. I done seen you run full speed and lay the ball up. You don't need to slow down. Indiana ain't slow down. Them fools was running the whole time. McConnell and all them Siakam, they was running. They
And
was
that's
running.
why
We
they
slow
won.
down to let them get the block.
And that's
But the
why they
call
won.
came in. No. It was Adam. Hey, Adam Silver. Good job, man. Good job.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the Cleveland fan brain is. They refuse to admit that we just are not good enough. We're not. I've been saying this from day one. I've never changed my tune. We're not good enough. And the crazy thing is, we still won't be good enough next year because we can't even make any moves. I also heard today if the Cavs even sign Ty Jerome to a $10 million contract, that's going to cost Dan Gilbert $62 million because we're in the second apron of the tax. So we can't even sign Ty Jerome. So all of you that love Ty Jerome and thought he was that good and everything, he's not going to be here. So now we're going to have to find another sub to try to have another fake dream season to try to get us over the hump, which is not going to work because the core of the team is still there. And it's just not going to work because 1, we're little. 2, we're soft. 3, we're mentally soft. And 4, we're just not good enough. Don't know what else to tell you, B. It's
Hey,
the
man,
harsh reality.
one day you're going to see this world for what it is. It's a lot of script. WWE. I still love wrestling sometimes. I don't know. These cats are difficult. We got these Browns next. And I don't know. Cleveland, hey, the script writers don't like Cleveland, man. Maybe they just want the people to keep believing, to keep laughing at us fans. They don't like Cleveland. The script writers. Script writers, please write us
Or
in one more championship. At least. What you want? Brian to come back before he
that's,
retire?
I mean,
Join up?
you acting like he's not the best player ever, and he worked his ass off and won those games. That's what
He
happened.
is the best player ever. He is the
We
best
don't
player
have that
ever.
anymore. We don't.
No, we don't have. It's only one GOAT, like Highlanders. He chopped off Michael Jordan's head and made it a hat and became the Highlander. He is the GOAT, no doubt. Now, could it be scripted?
No,
Hell yes, it could be scripted.
I don't
The
believe it.
prodigal son, gets drafted to Cleveland, just like they talking about this draft with the Mavericks. The Mavericks lose. Luca, they gonna
Mhm.
get what's your boy Cooper Flag. The
Cooper,
Mavericks girls, they get number 1 pick, and it's a rumor even LeBron gonna join over there. So I don't know, but it
never
don't
even
like
heard that.
Cleveland. Yeah, I just heard that today. They talking about LeBron saw his end of tenure in LA, and he'll probably ask a trade over to the Mavericks, join up with all those guys, Kyrie, AD, and Cooper. So we'll see. Well, I don't know. He might come home to Cleveland. I don't know. Something. These script writers, unless they just don't care about Cleveland. But yeah, coming back from 3-1 against the greatest team of all time. Yeah, it could be scripted, but we want it to be real. Just like Hulk Hogan dropping that leg drop on Andre the Giant. Shaking.
Or
Oh, oh.
or he was really that good and made everybody else around him that good. And with the script writers writing us out the script, or it can be the home team fans thinking that their team is way better than what they really are just because you're from there. So you're going to think that they're the best team ever when in reality, they're not because they're at home. They could have came over here and recorded with us, B. They ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got shoot around. They ain't got practice. They ain't got no road trip because they're home.
Yeah, they are home, man. All right, man. I still don't believe you.
Well, people, that's it right there. I think we've had enough. Byron is still refusing to accept what happened. Maybe later on in life he will. Maybe if another season like this happens, because this is year 3 that we didn't go past the second round, the third year. You could really count 4, but I'm only really counting 3 because Donovan has only been here for that long. But we can go 4 to where we lost in the play-in game in Brooklyn. But we ain't gonna bring that up because that's only gonna depress the Cleveland fan even more.
Scripts written. Talk about something else. We got another hour.
Oh
Let's
hell
talk
no!
about Browns mini camp. Let's talk about it. I want to talk
No,
about no
you
more
mother.
wrestling.
We do not have another mother hour. I'm gonna get the out of here as soon as possible.
We gotta
I
wait
rest
for
my
Zen.
case.
He's still coming. He's still coming through. We got come on, Zen.
Hey, this is in right now.
He got his fluffy slippers on. That boy been asleep since yesterday after the Cavs game. He drunk probably about 7 Michelobes. Went to sleep.
If he drunk some Michelobes, that's exactly why he sleep. That boy don't drink like that.
Oh no, that's right. I do. Boy, I got some more. I had a 12. It's down to a 4. And that was for
Ooh,
the Cavaliers.
sorrow drinking, huh?
Yeah, buddy, man. Yeah, buddy. Still love the WWE after all these years. I mean the NBA. I mean, I can't tell the difference anymore.
See, look at his mind, y'all. All right, good pie, good pie.
Oh wait, I gotta say it. You can't say it and transition. Good pod, go Coachy. Good pod, good pod. Tell a good word for the people.
Yes, I do have a good word for the people. If that's what you were asking me, B.
I think so.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around, take a knee. All eyes on me. Today's word is, what are you doing? So what are you doing right now? You had these dreams for your whole life. You had these plans that you mapped out and you haven't started yet. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? It's taking you too long. It's not a time limit on this thing. It's an urgent situation. So what are you doing? Start right now. You don't need to be in a perfect situation to start, because guess what? Every situation, it will never be perfect. So if you're waiting for everything to align, you will never get started. So what are you doing? Stop wasting your time. Your blessing is waiting there for you on the silver platter. Go ahead, pull your bootstraps up. Go get your blessing. Go start the process. Go start your dream. Go live your dream, because it's not going to come for you. You have to go for it. So what are you doing? Stop living in sorrow. Stop being complacent and continuously staying where you are. What are you doing? Get up, go get it, and live out your dream.
All right, let's go.
Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
It sounds so sweet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for all seasons. I hopefully talked Byron off the ledge here. I don't know if I did. Judging by the way he looks, he's still sad. He's still living in sorrow. Maybe we can get him to get back to real life soon. With that being said,
See you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening, and see you next week.